podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Podcast. It's Gav, and you join us for a special episode as we look back at the International Fans Party which took place in 2024, where the Roker Report team were in attendance. We enjoyed a night of fun, of frolics, lots of drinks flying around, and as you can probably hear as this pod goes on, we got more and more drunk as the night went on, but the conversation stayed just as fascinating. We managed to get in some chats with some really, really special people who'd made the trip across to Sunderland from every corner of the world to be there for the game the next day, which was actually against Bristol City. This year, International Fans Day 2025 takes place on Saturday the 12th of April when we play Swansea at the Stadium of Light. And the night before, there will be another fan party at the Fans Museum. There's actually a 3-day schedule of events for everybody who's in attendance. And this one is set to be the most attended event yet, with already over 100 people registering their interest, with branches from all over the world jetting into Sunderland, like I said, to take part and be involved and really feel a part of the club for the weekend. Before I get into the actual podcast, I would just like to say, if you want to know more about the fan party and the fan weekend this year, you can head over to the BLC's website, which is safcblc.com/contact, where you can register your interest in the weekend, and the brilliant people over the BLC will give you all the information you need to take part. But it is happening on Saturday, the 12th of April, ahead of the Swansea game. The fan party, which is the night before on the Friday night, will be at the Fans Museum, as I said. And, well, you'll get a little taste of what is to come when you listen to this show, because last year, like I said, we managed to sit and speak with a bunch of people who were in attendance that night, and it was real fun. Some brilliant stories asking about how these people managed to become Sunderland supporters. Some of them, stories just like you and I, had family who made them Sunderland fans and they had no choice. Others who had an actual choice and decided to be Sunderland fans and are just as stuck as the rest of us and in love. So I hope you enjoy this. Please remember, it's dated. It was recorded last year ahead of the Bristol City game. So if there's anything regarding that match, we've left it in just because it adds to the context of the conversations. But I hope you enjoy it. Some brilliant people. Hopefully the people who sat and took part in the conversations that night, hopefully you enjoy hearing yourselves back. And yeah, enjoy. We'll speak to you soon. Joining us from the Fan Museum, it's a bit rowdy as we take in the International Fan Party. First one of the year, the only one of the year in 2024, as fans from all over the world jet in to watch Sunderland play this weekend as we take on Bristol City at the Stadium of Light. This is the opening of the fan weekend. Fans all over the world, as I say, enjoying a drink. And through the night tonight, we're going to grab different people, different lads and lasses from all over Europe, all over the world. We've got people from Scandinavia, we've got people from Africa, we've got people in from even as far as Tanzania and Tasmania even, joining us this evening to chat all about Sunday FC. Fingers crossed, a good night, should be great. And we're going to kick things off with a chat with Martin Bates from the Toronto branch. It's self-proclaimed branch. There's only Martin in that branch, by the way. But he's been there for weeks and weeks on end. And fingers crossed, Martin has a great time this evening. He's going to be in next. Right, we're joined by Martin Bates. Hey, Martin.
How are you?
Long time no see.
I know, it's been a year.
Yeah,
Back again.
You've been here for... When did you get here?
I got here a week ago today, so I arrived last Friday, and I fly out on this coming Thursday. So
you've become a bit of a celebrity, haven't you? Amongst
I don't know
the
about that.
fans. I walked in today, and the first person I spoke to said he's becoming a bit of a Twitter celebrity. Right. And I was like, well, you know... He lives the gimmick, to be fair. Like, he's out there. You embrace Sunderland when you come here, let's be honest.
100%. 100%. There's no point coming here and just being quiet, not promoting the place, right? Because, as I said, I come from Toronto, and you know, I want to promote Sunderland to everybody out there as well. Yeah.
So when you go back, you're going to tell everybody about all the sights you've seen.
I don't have to tell them because I don't have to tell them. I don't have to tell them because they're seeing it all every day. I sort of do like a mid-afternoon post of what I've done in the morning, and then a sort of nighttime post once I get back to my bed and do sort of what happened in bars I've been to at night. So they've seen it all, and I do get a little bit ridiculed about. Yeah, you are a little bit of a Twitter whore or whatever you call it. So.
I noticed you went to Jackie White's Market. How was that?
Well, I'll put it this way. I walked by it and I've heard of it, obviously, and I've never been in. And I just thought I would just post it just for a laugh to see what kind of response I'd get. And a lot of people commented, don't go in because of the smell. So, to be honest with you, I've not gone in it, but I think, I'm still here till Thursday, so I think I may go in it just to have a look around.
I do a lot of my shopping in there. I go to the butchers and the fishmongers and the fruit and veg shop. It does smell a bit. Raw meat has a bit of a pong, let's be honest. But there used to, in fact, there's some good car stickers in there. If you go walking around, some retro 90s car stickers, like guy in a red and white Sunderland top pissing on a Newcastle shirt. And
the fact that my license plate is a Sunderland license plate already, I don't know if I stuck something like that on, last thing I want is my tires slashed by somebody, some mag somewhere. So my license plate is SAFC 1973. So I have that, a personalized license, but I got for my 50th birthday. Cool. So I'm proud of that license plate.
Yeah. So where have you been this week? Obviously, you've been to Jackie White's. Where have you been?
Pretty well every pub around near the Holiday Inn I've been to.
Right.
I did go down. I did actually finally have a Sunday lunch. I've never done that all the years I've been here. Okay. So I went to the Cliff with Katie. She took me there. She's been amazing. She's been such a taxi driver, tour guide, personal photographer, so to speak, showing me around everywhere. One of the things I really liked that I did, we couldn't go out in the pier. I was disappointed because I always walk right out in the pier.
By the weather.
So I've heard, and it's not going to be open, obviously, by the time I go back. But one of the things that she showed me when we did a little bit of a drive round, she said, "Oh, I'm going to take you to this place," and she took me to I think it's called forgive me if I'm wrong, the Times Inn with the pictures on the Montgomery and Phillips on the wall. That was fantastic too. Obviously, I've seen the things on social media and that, but to actually see it in the flesh was really, really cool.
Yeah, and inside's pretty good in there as well. I've been in a few times where it's basically a shrine to Sunderland, isn't it?
I've not gone in. I think I'm going to see if it's one. I'll see if between now and Wednesday, if it's open, I may want to pop in and have a look.
Yeah. It's you were at the game the other day, I presume.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not nice coming all this way, but
I don't know.
I think it's poetic, isn't it? Like somebody travels thousands of miles to come and watch the beloved Sunderland. And
I'm sure you've seen the few things I posted on Twitter or Facebook about it and whatever. I flew 34,000 miles or whatever it is for that. And, it is what it is. And it is what it is. And, would I change it? Well, I would change the result, but would I not come? No.
Did you leave early or did you stay at the end?
Oh, I stayed right to the end.
Yeah, but you go.
I thought I'm going to stay right to the final whistle. What's the point of me leaving? Why would I?
Yeah.
Take away the opportunity to at least hear. So, had I left, I may not have seen Rig score, right? So, I flew all this way. I'm going to stay to the end.
Yeah,
that's what I'm going to do.
As you would, and to be honest, I think when you look around the ground and you're seeing who was left in it, was like fair play. I wonder how many of those people had flown as far as you and maybe thought, I don't want to waste my time.
No, it was. Unfortunately, it is what it is, and I can't blame them. I can't comment on, what people do here and everything, but I can't necessarily blame them for what they did.
Yeah.
If I lived 2 miles up the road, I might have done the same thing. I don't know, but
I
can't blame them, to be honest with you.
It's a novelty here, I guess, getting over here and
100%. So why would I come over here and not do the thing that I came over here specifically to do? Why would I deprive myself of whatever it was, the time to, because that's what I came over here to do, was really for football, right?
Yeah.
And, the drinks, obviously, fantastic. But the rest, it's really the football is what I'm here for.
And when you get back home and everyone, who back home is like, oh, so maybe I haven't seen all of your social media posts. And they may be like, why'd you do it? Like, has anybody ever asked you that question?
Not really, to be honest with you. The people that I may meet for the first time will, but the people that have known me don't ask because they know. They've known me and they know this is the one thing I focus on in my year, is this trip. And I've been doing it for years. Before International Fans Day, I've been here and I've done the, when we were in the Premier League, when I flew over and saw Man City at home, and Liverpool away, and then Man United at home. I've done that trip here. So I always try to, as soon as the fixtures come out, first thing I do is look to see when does Sunderland have basically 3 games in a 10-day in a 10-day span, 2 homes and an away, and that's what I try to book my vacation. I work in the golf industry, so for me this is a bad time for me to come because we're trying to open the golf courses in Canada this time. But it is what it is, and the owner of the golf course is very, very understanding. He knows this is my real love, and I have to have a life, and this is what I want to do. Because if he basically told me no, you can't go, it would be, I don't think I could quit my job because I got a mortgage, but it would be miserable. And he just knows, do what you want to do because you're going to come back and you're going to be amazing because you've done what you want to do.
Yeah. So for you, I know we've probably asked this over the years, but where does your story begin? For anybody listening who's not heard you when you've appeared on this podcast before, we've done this before.
Right.
How did you become a Sunderland fan?
So,
like I say, for somebody from where you're from,
yeah,
I imagine everybody you know is either a Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea,
100%.
Manchester City fan. You're a Sunderland fan.
Right.
So how did that become?
My mum and dad were both born and raised in Pennywell, and they emigrated to Canada in '67.
Don't blame them.
And they had me a couple of years later. I was born in '69, and I had a lot of family here. Both my mum and dad's parents, both sets were one was in Doxford Park, one was stayed in Pennywell, and then for a lot of years, I'm an only child, and for a lot of years from the early 1973, 74, I would come over with them every year and stay in Sunderland, a different go between the two grandparents.
Yeah. And
then my aunt ended up owning a guest house on the seafront. And and probably about mid '80s or whatever, when I would come over every year, and we would stay there on the seafront. So I used to go, down with my dad and go down the beach and the amusements. I love the amusements, playing all the games and going out and seeing the fishermen on the pier and whatnot. I was at one of my best recollections. My mom's my granddad on my mom's side. He worked at the shipbuilders for years, and I was at my understanding, I could be wrong, but my understanding is I was at the very last ship launch that was ever done here. Cool. I was at that ship launch on a holiday. So I would say, I'm going to be 55 in October, and I would say of my 54 years of life now, I would say I've come to Sunderland probably 21 of them. Right, I would say. Now, granted, a lot of them were earlier. In the last number of years, obviously, me, and I've come the last number of years by myself, but there was a bit of a gap between when I was like probably about 20 till about 35, 40, where I didn't come. But I come over here because of my parents, my family, my heritage, and that's what I was brought into. I remember some of you guys obviously will know, but back in the day in Canada, we didn't, obviously before internet and all that, we didn't have, the only thing we would get is the scores. The guy on the BBC radio. So because of Canada time and being different, the 3:00 kickoffs here in Canada are 10 a.m. So at 12:15 p.m., my dad would stop everything in the house and put the radio on to listen to them say, "Man United 1, Barnsley 2, so and so 3." So-and-so nil. And that was his thing. And in his work, my dad fortunately worked with a lot of Brits, and they would do the football pools. So every day he'd have his card there, and he was checking off how many draws he took or how many this took and that. And that was sort of the thing. And one of my fondest memories to go on about my granddad, you guys I may be dating myself here, but they used to send airmail to Canada on like blue papers, like blue special airmail paper. And it would come in every week. And every week after the Sunderland match, my granddad would send a letter to my mom and dad. And at the very end of the letter, it would say to Martin, and he would tell us how Sunderland did. So-and-so scored, so-and-so played well, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. The team's doing well, the team's in that. And I would love that. When I was a kid growing up, when I saw the letter come in mail, I would go, "Oh, great, Granddad's writing me something about Sunderland." And we'd also say, how's the dog and how's this and how's your football and all, questions that.
You would just go at the very end.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Do you know what it is? That in many ways you kind of think of something like that, and hasn't the world just changed for the worse when it comes to things like that? Like imagine that now. So you're not going to hear what the Sunderland score was or how Sunderland performed until maybe a couple of weeks later.
100%.
When it's totally changed, hasn't it? But you would never change that. Obviously, the way things.
Also, what he would send me is the I think it was like a pink echo. He would send the odd clipping if they did really well. He would send me the clippings in the post as well. That was great. And I remember the little ball with the feet and stuff like that.
Yeah, the football ball.
Yeah. That's what I want to think.
Bringing it back.
Remember.
I've seen that quite a bit recently. Yeah. They're trying to bring it back a little bit. But yeah, so it's like I say, it's a labour of love, I guess.
Yeah.
But for you, you work hard. You get yourself over
I
here.
do. To be honest with you, I don't do anything, like I work in the golf industry, so I work a lot, obviously, from basically April through end of October, 6-7 days a week, but I always make sure that this is the focus of what I want to do. I look forward to this trip every year, coming over, doing things like this, meeting you guys, the international fans that I met, the people from South Africa, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia. I met a couple from Tasmania today. Like,
right,
come
Jesus.
on, like
here
really?
Tonight?
Yeah, they're here tonight.
Yeah,
they're here tonight.
We'll get them for a chat.
100%. I'll introduce you to them. They're it's unbelievable. And now, I was talking with Gary Morris from Ireland, and it was like we communicate through social media, but this is a time this time of year when the International Fans Day is on now, is that we come back and we see each other and we can actually have a physical drink together and not just be through video FaceTime or whatever that is. Yeah.
So what's the plans for the rest of the week then? You've got the match tomorrow.
You got the match tomorrow, and then
lots of beer.
Sunday, I've arranged to. I understand there's some big games Sunday afternoon, so we're going to be at Street Bar watching. Basically, I'm going to spend all my afternoon in there watching 3 football matches, the way I did a few other days ago. And Monday's probably going to be a chill day, to be honest with you, because it's going to be the back of 3 good solid days of drinking. And then Leeds away. I'm going to Leeds away on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Then Wednesday is going to be another, basically just more of a buffer day and pack up, and then I leave first thing basically Thursday morning.
Oh, so you've managed to pack plenty in then, to be fair.
100%, yeah. I can't complain what I've done. Yeah.
Well, we'll catch up for a beer later in the
absolutely.
Day. But thanks again, mate.
No problem. My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Appreciate meeting you guys and everything. I really enjoy it. Thank you so much.
Nice one.
All right. Cheers.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by Cath Reid and Joanne Youngson from the BLC, who've, I guess you guys have put this on, this whole event this weekend, or at least had a big input into how it all went down, haven't you? It's been busy, hectic. But when you've got everybody in the same room, it's nice, isn't it? I've just been having a conversation with an 84-year-old fan who's come over from Northern Ireland who
he's lovely.
Told us some stories about when he met Charlie Hurley when he was a kid. Like all these things, I don't ever get to meet these people until I've come to this.
It's wonderful to have them all in one place, isn't it? Yeah.
What's it like for you? Because obviously it's a lot of work, isn't it? So when you come in and you see everybody just enjoying themselves and seeing the tours of the academy and stuff.
Leading up to it, it's really, really hectic. You have sleepless nights thinking, is everybody going to come? Have they received all the information? Is it going to go the way we plan? Because we know how we plan it in my head, but it's on the day, is it going to work out? But everybody's had a brilliant day.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all
about.
To
have a look around. What was that like?
Fantastic. I mean, the staff at the academy, you got Chris Waters, Mike Dodds, Speakman came out, everyone made an effort. And I mean, on the back of Monday, when we're all absolutely downhearted and thinking, what is happening with our club? We've got these people who are delighted to be here. Doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. Doesn't matter what the score. They are absolutely delighted to be here.
Martin Bates there, and he's like, he stayed till the end the other day because he just, he's come thousands of miles to see them. So they're just, I guess we probably take it for granted, don't we?
Yeah.
I did hear a story about Dan Neil and his speedos from somebody.
Yeah, he's been in the ice bath. He does it. You know, he did it last year. I'm sure he hangs around and. He'd been in the ice bath and his duds were see-through.
Oh, no.
And the biggest joke off last year was Luke O'Nien waltzed through the door and he's just his towel with wet hair going, oh, what, in shock. We've done exactly the same this year. And I'm sure we did it on purpose.
Of course we did.
But everyone loved it.
Tell you what was nice as well. We've got an 11-year-old came up from Tasmania.
Yeah.
He was at the match on Monday night of all the games to pick.
I know.
It was Monday.
Well, to be honest, that's what you deserve when you're 11-year-old. Like we've all been through it, haven't we?
Learn now,
this
child.
This is what it's like to actually be a Sunderland fan.
No, that's travelling from Tasmania. But they are here as well outside actually. So they're here for the match as well tomorrow, and then they fly back on Sunday morning.
But I think this is our third one now. So relationships have been built up. Mainly over social media, Facebook, Twitter, but relationships and bonds have been made across countries and across seas, and it's marvellous. So when people actually get together, they recognise each other from Facebook and they're giving each other cuddles, and it's Sunderland Football Club, it brings us all together.
But it was lovely, wasn't it, this afternoon when we were all coming in, and you would have a couple in, then a couple more coming in, and it's like, oh, hi, I recognise you, and someone's like, so-and-so recognise you from Facebook. Okay. But the atmosphere and the buzzing there this afternoon before the start of the tour was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody just absolutely loved it.
Well, what you've done in many respects is you've created a community, because, like, for me, I work with Sunderland fans, my best mates are Sunderland fans, my family members are Sunderland. So, like, I'll always have somebody to talk to about the match. I'll go into work on Monday morning and everybody wants to talk to us about the match. But for these people, they live probably amongst people who don't even watch football, never mind Sunderland.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's probably the one place that can come and be really comfortable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense about the
definitely.
support.
Yeah.
I mean, John Ellington from Philadelphia, unfortunately, can't make it this year. But it was born really from an idea from him and a conversation with us, talking about branches and does branches ever get together, like worldwide branches. And he said he watches football. He loves any type of football. And he was sat watching over in America, looking through, and all of a sudden this English guy came on talking about the biggest derby, the most fierce derby in the north of England. And it caught his eye and he thought, right, I'm going to watch this. And he thought to himself, who do I want, the black and whites or the red and whites? And he thought, he had a little Google at Newcastle and a Google of Sunderland, and he said he was just drawn to Sunderland, the shipbuilding, our history, everything, the tradition. And he said, that was my team from then. And he absolutely adores Sunderland. Yeah.
That to me is just crazy. That you can just pick a team that way. But that's how it works. Obviously, they don't have family. Like, obviously, we've just been talking to Martin there. His mum and dad are from Pennywell. So, obviously, he had no choice, did he? Like the rest of us.
Yeah.
But, like, these people, like, even, like, Bomhouse stood behind us. He's only a Sunderland fan because he watched the 98 playoff final. That's right, on it. Yeah. And just decided I want to be a Sunderland fan. Like, that just blows my mind that there's people like that out there. But
we're just talking to Erik from Sweden.
Yeah.
Norway, isn't he? And said, what made you? He said, he was 11 and bought a T-shirt in a shop. And it was a Sunderland T-shirt. He fell in love with Sunderland from buying that T-shirt.
Crackers, isn't it?
Madness, isn't it?
That reminds us of Julio Arca. Have you ever heard that story with Julio?
No.
When he was a kid. There's a photo of Julio Arca when he was like 8 or 9 year old in the yellow Hummel.
Really?
His mum had just got it from like the flea market or something, like random.
That'd be right.
How crackers is that though? Like,
Carbon still.
So obviously this weekend's been hectic so far. We're recording this Friday night. There's a full weekend of things ahead. Obviously there've been the academy today, party tonight. But you were mentioning to me, Joanne, before about all the various businesses within the community. We're in the Fans Museum who have hosted us kindly tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously there's been other businesses in the area who've contributed, isn't there? And
I mean, Michael and the team here, this is the third time they've hosted us here, and everybody loves coming here, and it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Everyone knows where it is. But tomorrow night we've got a relatively new bar in Sunderland called Diego's. We've got a talk-in with a difference, really. We've got Nick Barnes, Phil Smith from the Echo and James Hunter doing a bit of a talking. So Diego's have literally shut the place really and said everybody, it's normally £10 a ticket, whatever they do, but everybody with the lanyard can get in free. But the club's got them in the Magic Moments bar tomorrow, and they're going to have some time pitch side. Yeah,
we're taking them pitch side for a photo. So it's a group photo with everybody that's here.
Are they going to make Martin recreate his 10-minute crossword challenge or not?
I don't think he'll ever recreate that.
He'll never top it, will he? Let's be honest.
I think the whole of the North East, maybe the world have watched Martin's escapades in the North East.
Photo's iconic, really, isn't it? With the Canadian flag tied round his neck in midair.
They've actually got that photo in the bar. He drinks it in Canada.
I think I've seen it on Facebook. Yeah. So they're doing that tomorrow night, and then. What about Sunday? Is there anything planned for Sunday, or
it's a free day?
Free day.
Last year they were all hungover, weren't they? So
maybe meet for breakfast somewhere, or they're probably all staying in the hotel in the town, same place, anyways. So.
There's a few staying down, so we'll see them at Leeds.
Yeah.
So.
And then next year, plans are starting already, aren't they? You've been telling us about that before.
Yeah. We've had discussions. So as soon as the fixture list comes out next year, we're going to put the weekend in. We'll have an idea roughly when. The club have agreed they'll tie it up straight away.
Yeah.
And then we can start notifying people early. So what we'll do is once we've had it firmed with the club, we'll put something on International Fans page as well to say, this is when it's going to be. If you are interested in coming along, please inbox to make sure we've got everybody's email addresses.
So for people who listening now who are maybe from around the world, who are a little bit nervous maybe about perhaps coming next year, what would you say to them? Because there'll be loads of people listening to this who have maybe heard about this weekend, have never been to Sunderland before. There will be.
That young lad who come on his own last year and he's
Jacob,
So
there'll be
from Uruguay?
Slovakia.
Oh, Slovakia.
So there will be people who would like love the idea of maybe coming, but maybe a little bit nervous about doing it. What would you say to them?
The locals have been amazing. So we've got local fans who have come, have met people from the airport. They've been taxiing them round or meeting them. So I mean, once everybody's together, doesn't matter where you're from, we've got that one thing in common, Sunderland.
Yeah.
So they're fine, you'll be fine. But this year, Cath done a lot of work with local hotels. So we got deals with the local hotels. So everything from where you can stay, we can help with, so you haven't got to be nervous.
No, so they can keep up to date with it on the, what's the page on Facebook?
We've got Sunderland FC International Fans page.
Yeah.
But it's the BLC, Twitter and Facebook's the main one.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to keep up to date with it, that's how they can find out.
Oh, we've got a website as well.
Yeah. So,
to be honest, what we have as well with the hotel deal Drum's on about, we've got that deal up until 31st of January. So it doesn't matter when we've got supporters coming over.
Yeah.
They can use the link that we will be putting on the website as well, so that they can go take advantage and book the holiday in.
Right, okay.
We've got a really good deal.
Discounted rate.
Hey.
So we've got it looks like one of them's won the hammer.
Not me.
Raffle hammer. Who's won it?
Me.
Kath's won the hammer. Hey, we've caught that live.
I bet you I'll get that for me
Well done,
birthday.
The hammer full of Sunderland goodies in there, and Kath's just been notified she's won.
Thank you. So we have got the deal with the hotel, Holiday Inn. It's central. It's close to the metro.
Yeah.
It's in the town centre.
Brand new as well.
It is. And we've negotiated that deal up until 31st January. Doesn't matter if we've got people just going for a home game, that live other parts of the country, or whether they're international fans.
Yeah.
And we'll negotiate that deal again for next year.
Cool. So, and everybody can grab that from the BLC's social media pages.
It'll be on the BLC website as well next week.
Very good. Lovely. Well, let's hope the rest of the night's as good as it started. It's been good so far. So
fingers
thank
crossed.
you very much.
No problem. Thanks for coming again. Thank you for supporting it because
and I've just got to get this in because Martin asked us, didn't he?
Yeah.
As you sat down and he came off the mic, he was like, "Oh my God, please say thank you to Joanne and Cath for everything they've done for us over the last few years and everything they've done to arrange this." So Martin wanted to get that in. He was gutted he didn't.
Oh, bless him.
Martin's very thankful, but we all are. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for everything.
Right, everybody, we're joined by Jim, who's in from Northern Ireland, aren't you, Jim?
That's correct. Northern part of Ireland. I'm 84 and a half years old. I've been a Sunderland supporter, a proud Sunderland supporter from the age of 8. So I'm probably looking around the room, probably one of the more senior members.
I think so. But you look good for your age, I've got to say.
I'm lucky.
Yeah,
I'm lucky, Gavin.
You must keep yourself right.
Oh, yeah, you keep busy. If you live in the north coast of Ireland, sometimes it's so cold. We all live in bloody igloos up there. So
how you said you became a Sunderland fan at the age of 8?
Yeah.
How did that start?
I have no idea, Gavin. I don't know how it evolved, but I had this passionate interest in Sunderland, and the story you asked me about was in Northern Ireland, they have a place of pilgrimage called Loch Derg, which I'm sure you've never heard of.
Loch Derg.
Where people would go on pilgrimage for 3 days and 3 nights. And when you landed on the island of Loch Derg, first thing you did was you took off your shoes and socks, and that was it for the 3 days. And you spent those 3 days doing various religious exercises and prayers and so on. And I was taken there by my father, and I thought this was grand. And the first night, you were not allowed to go to bed. You had to stay awake and go round and round the cathedral that's on this island, saying prayers and so on. And away during the latter part of the evening, my father said, "There's Charlie Hurley." One of my gods had come down from the sky. And I tucked in behind him as we went round and round the cathedral, and it was no problem to me. I thought this was great. And away about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, Charlie lay down on one of the church benches and went to sleep.
And he wasn't meant to.
Not supposed to. One of my gods had feet of clay. And I don't know if it's ever the same person since.
That must have been surreal, though.
It was, yeah. I mean, it was, but Charlie Hurley was still and always will be Charlie Hurley.
Yeah, well, we spoke to Martin O'Neill maybe a year or 2 ago, and we did a podcast with him. And the reason he was a Sunderland fan was because of Charlie Hurley.
Really? Yeah.
He was just such a huge Charlie Hurley fan. And I actually, after the interview, to say thanks to him, I had a program which was the season review 1963-64 season, which was the second division promotion season.
Yes.
Charlie Hurley was on the cover and he'd signed it. And I was given that by a friend years ago, and I thought, as a thank you, I'll send it to Martin. And he sent us a lovely little video.
Really?
But the reason he was ever a Sunderland fan was because of Charlie Hurley. And a lot of people listening to this might not know, they might have heard the name Charlie Hurley, but they might not know much about him or might not really know why he was so revered. Well, why would you say Charlie Hurley was such an icon?
Well, he was an icon not only in Sunderland, but also in the Republic of Ireland.
Yeah.
He played so often and played so well.
Yeah.
And he was just special. Always will be. I'm sure in this part of the world will always be thought of as special.
Yeah, and he was. I think people still call him the greatest centre half the world's ever seen. King Charlie. He was back here when I want to say 2017, 2018 season when they moved the Charlie Hurley gates over from the old training ground to the Stadium of Light. And he's still going. He's still So it's great. It's great to talk to people who remember watching him play because, like I say, he was such an icon. But we're talking about how many years now? Early 60s when he signed for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Was he always your favourite player? Who was your favourite?
Would have been one of my, gods and that, And
who was your favourite player though? If it wasn't him?
Well, in the current, I just liked Luke O'Nien because of his commitment and his total dedication and the fact he doesn't take any measures. He just goes for everything and is committed right up to there.
Yeah. Did you get to meet him today?
No, I never met with him.
No, that's a shame. It's a shame you didn't get to meet him when you were at the academy earlier. But so you're over at the minute. When was the last time you were over in the northeast?
Over for the festival last year.
Right, okay.
Fans festival last year.
Yeah, so you go over at least once a year to say the team.
Yeah, but I mean, I would hope to do it more often because, Gavin, I'm sure there's good days coming. It's going to be happy days at some stage. And you would say, well, at your age, maybe it better come sooner rather than later. So it's, how are the lads?
Well, thank you very much for joining us this evening and enjoy your bit. You're going for a meal now, aren't you? So enjoy your meal.
Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, nice to meet you, matey.
Right.
Right, now we're joined by Cassie, who's over from, of all places, Tasmania, which you must be the only Sunderland fans in Tasmania. Are you going to tell us I'm wrong or not?
Yeah, I reckon so. Me and my son Heath were like the only two.
Right. So, and how long have you been there for? Because you've just been telling me you're from Durham, so you moved out there. But
been there like 12 years in June.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And what's it like football wise out there? Like in terms of culture, are there many football fans out there? Or?
Not really in Tasmania. There's like the A-League, but Tasmania doesn't have a team yet.
Right.
So they're just working on their own AFL team. Right. So I reckon a A-League team's 10 years in the distance.
You've got the twang though, but you're still northeast at heart, aren't you?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a twang, definitely.
Yeah. So what took you out there, if you don't mind us asking?
We fancied a change. We were living down in London for about 10 years.
Right.
And then we decided just to move out there for a bit of a change, and we stayed there.
Right. Yeah. So when you're out there, is it easy to keep up with Sunderland or not?
Oh, absolutely, if you don't mind getting up at 2 a.m.
One of our podcasters, Martin's in New South Wales, which isn't a million miles from you, is it?
Yeah, same time zone.
Yeah. And he's up at all hours in the evening and,
absolutely.
And all the rest of it. But you do what you've got to do.
Exactly, so, we do.
So when you're out there, I guess it's a case of getting up after o'clock in the morning, sticking your red and white scarf on or your red and white top on.
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Heath on the couch, cup of tea.
How old's your son?
He's 13.
So he's basically all he's ever known has been Tasmania then, I
Pretty
guess.
much. He was like 2 when we moved out there. Just 2.
So he's had no choice.
Yeah, Sunderland. Yeah, his older brother's Oxford, but we don't talk about that.
But he must think, what did I do to deserve this half the time?
Exactly, But it's stuck, I brought him to a game when he was about 4. It was Man City, and we lost 3-1.
I think I remember.
And he's kind of been hooked ever since.
Yeah, well, we've just been talking to somebody there telling us about how there's a kid came over, and his first game was obviously the game the other day. Oh, was that your son? It might have been your son. Joanne was just telling us about, actually. Was that his first game?
It was his second game, but it's really the first game he actually remembers.
Right.
And, 5-1 defeat.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I said that kind of where it lands when you're a Sunderland fan.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. There's no turning back.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're gonna make that massive journey to the northeast to come and watch us,
Absolutely,
you're gonna get a 5-1 defeat or a 0-0 or something, aren't you? You're not gonna get a nice easy win.
Yeah, we stayed at the end. 36 hours it took us to get here, so we were staying right there at the end.
I did actually. We've just been talking to Martin from Canada, and I asked him, "Did you stay at the end?" And he went, "Of course I did."
Yeah, of course.
Because you've come all this way to watch them, you're gonna get every last minute out of it.
Yeah. It's one of my pet hates people who leave sport early.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm generally in that camp, but even I left early the other day. And I think in my lifetime, I've done that maybe 4 times.
Yeah,
and they've all been after honking defeats. Actually, there was the Rotherham game away from home. I left that one. Bolton away when we got beat 6-0. I left that one early. I think I was in me rights, to be fair. Like I was sharing cars with other people who weren't too keen to stop around either, so I had no choice.
Fair enough, but after 36 hours,
yeah,
we're gonna stay.
So, how long are you here for?
In the UK, just till next Thursday.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to be here for the game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which by the time this goes out, everybody will know the result of.
Exactly.
Hopefully you get a win though, because I
hope so.
I don't know. Like Joanne sat next to us at the minute. I don't know how this is the third. Is it the third time we've done this? How many times is? Yeah, I was going to say how many times. How many times have we won after or during the? We've won. Birmingham, yes, last year. Martin just reminded us of that. Yes. Yeah. All right, so that's a good omen, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
I'm saying this now. By the time this goes out, we'll know if we've won or not.
Maybe we'll see a win.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Like I say though, it's regardless though. I always say this to people when you're a Sunderland fan, and especially if you're a Sunderland fan from another country or you live in another country, you're not doing it because you want to see a winning team. There's obviously there's a deeper reason there.
Yeah.
So what's your? Obviously, you're from the northeast.
I'm from the northeast.
You had no choice, I guess.
I remember watching the Multi Cup final against Norwich with my great aunts of all people, and we lost. And I decided from that moment that I was going to be a Sunderland fan.
All right.
And I think probably deciding that in defeat probably, put me in good stead for, following the team from then onwards.
So it wasn't you didn't have pressure from a family member making you become a Sunderland fan? No, none of that. That's fair play, to be fair.
I just decided there and then after watching that game on the TV, that's where I was.
And it's stuck.
I was going to go, yeah, it's stuck. It's stuck.
So, obviously where you live, do people, obviously, do they know you're a Sunderland fan? Do they ask, like, why? Or...
Yeah, well, actually, my neighbour's from Nottingham, so I got a bit of stick from him.
So who does he support? Forest?
Forest, yeah.
Right, well, probably the first time in a while they've been able to get one over on us.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, a lot of it's AFL or cricket over there, so we don't have any A-League team yet.
Yeah, but we were just talking about this before when we were talking to Joanne about how the invention of this group that has now come together to create this event, which happens every year now, is given people who are maybe a little isolated from the northeast, it's given them a sense of community, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I presume you're in that group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. And so is my brother who lives in Africa as well. So it's a really good community. We're really supportive on the page and everything's always really positive, which is really nice.
Yeah, so I was saying to Joanne, like, if you had any words of encouragement for people who were maybe thinking about making the trip over, you've probably, I don't know, is this the longest trip? Yeah?
Yeah.
Tasmania is probably the longest trip. Yeah. So, I mean, it's worth it, isn't it, to get yourself over here?
Absolutely. It's always worth it to come and see your team if you can afford it and you can get the time off and you can make it over. It's absolutely always worth it.
Yeah.
Regardless of the score at the end of the day, because you get to meet like the local fans and everybody around, and it's just great just to like soak up that atmosphere that you don't really get it from TV.
Yeah.
It's a little bit you can understand it, but unless you're here.
Yeah, you don't get to smell it and taste it.
You can really get it.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us. And I mean, like I say, retrospectively, we'll know what the score was, but I'm praying for 3 points, not just for you, but for everybody who's on the trip.
Definitely 3
Fingers
points
crossed.
Coming our way.
But I tell you what, since we know this is going to go out after the game, give us a score prediction. Let's see if you get it right.
2-1.
2-1. We always win 2-1. I used to have a badge with that on. Yeah. Nice one. Well, thank you, Cassie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you very much. Sweet. Right, now we're joined by Danny and Rado from the Bulgarian Sunderland supporters branch, who Joanne's just said they do the best merch. They are rocking it like. I mean, look at those t-shirts.
This is fantastic.
It is. Also, by the way, Paddy's here.
Hello.
Paddy's muscled in on this one. He's like, I've got to get it on this one.
Can I just say, like, can we buy these? Because come on, these are fantastic. If you're not selling these, lads, you're missing out because these are brilliant.
Hey, quids in. You should have a little merch table set up tonight.
Well, we can sort you out, I'm sure.
There we go. I like that.
What's your story then? How do you become a Sunderland fan in Bulgaria? Like that's
okay. Well, we've got different stories, obviously.
Yeah.
I started, I think it was 1990.
Okay.
I was in my first year in university, and we were all mad about English football, but I didn't have a team. All my mates were like following Arsenal or Man United or Liverpool's, and I just felt sorry for myself because I didn't have a team. But you can't just pick a team like that. You need to have a feel. And I remember what attracted me first was the Roker Park name, because I like rock music and heavy metal, as you can see. And
for the listeners, not yet.
What a cool name for a stadium, like Roker Park. That's designed for me. And slowly, I started showing more interest. Read the history of the club, and I realized how big the club was. Massive following, great history, 6 times league champions, and twice FA Cup, and a few finals as well. So I thought, this looks like the team for me. And particularly the FA Cup run 1992 made me a complete Sunderland fan, especially after a Gordon Armstrong header against Chelsea for the replay. And that was it. When I saw the crowd, believe me or not, in Bulgaria, they were not showing anything about England. No highlights, no nothing. And funny enough, it was a Russian television that was showing the highlights from the FA Cup run. And I was watching this like religiously every time they were showing it. And when I saw the crowd going mental, that was it. I fell in love. It's like a relationship with a woman. You go and you feel that's the one for you. It's the same with the football team. You go and think, that's it. She's the one.
Yeah, it's rather amazing, that, to be honest.
In this case, this is the club for me. And then I fell in love with it, and that's it. I think the major role is the fans.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Yeah. The fans were electric.
Yeah. What about you, Rado? What's your story?
Well, my story starts in 1998. I was 12 years old, and at that time I started betting.
Betting?
I like the name.
Is that legal?
I like that.
Maybe it was not illegal.
Maybe back then.
Firstly, I like the name Sunderland. I said, okay, let's bet on Sunderland. And every time I bet on Sunderland, and they always won. At that time, we were
Jesus.
That's got to be a lucky stroke. That's
the season with 105 points,
and then £2,000 in your pocket.
Then there was an article in the newspaper in Bulgaria, the betting newspaper in Bulgaria, about Sunderland. There was a piece of the history, and I was impressed. And then the season after, when we were up in the Premier League, the first game I watched, there was just one game, maybe in a month, televised in Bulgaria, and it was Sunderland against Newcastle. It was 2-1.
Right.
The game under the rain at St. James's Park. And I was so impressed by the passion, by everything, the crowd, the passion of the footballers. And I said, this is my team. I was sure at that time that this is my team. And I said, one day I will be at the Stadium of Light watching Sunderland against Newcastle. I was lucky enough to attend the game in 2008, and we won again 2-1.
2-1, yeah. Richardson's free kick.
Yeah.
Richardson
free kick.
I mean, that's iconic. You were there.
It was amazing experience, and we have another derby game together.
3-0 with Sam Allardyce.
Nice, yeah.
That was my only one, actually, and then the FA Cup recently, but we're not going to talk
about
that.
We're not talking about that one.
That never happened.
So I just want to say, how easy is it to follow Sunderland in Bulgaria? Is it?
Has it been? Because obviously right now it's a lot easier than it's ever been.
Yeah.
As an international fan now, you can watch any stream of any game, but you guys have been fans since the 90s, so that's only more a recent thing, being able to watch streams of games, isn't it?
Did you say easy? It's never been easy to support Sunderland. I mean, especially now. Do you know how many times I've been asked in London, because I live in London for 26 years, half of my life, and they say, "Hang on a second, you're from Bulgaria, you live in London, you support Sunderland. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" You know how many times I have to answer this question? Or why you supported? And then I go again, and then again and again. It's tiring. But you see, we enjoy every goal, every win, every draw. It gives me the extra adrenaline when we successful, and I love this so much. It's something different.
I used to work with a Bulgarian guy, and he was a passionate Levski Sofia fan.
We're both Levski Sofia.
Yeah. Massive Levski fan.
Good for him.
One of the ultras, in fact, I think. And I'm still friends with him on Facebook, and I see the crowds there. And you think like Sunderland crowds are like can occasionally be loud and boisterous, and then you see what they're doing over there, and there's like flares going off and massive crowd tifos, and I mean, for you guys,
it's just different,
yeah, it's different. But to you, what is the big difference? Because to me, a lot of that stuff's not just Levski, by the way, but it's a big thing in European football culture. A lot of it's performative. There's a lot of big tifos, there's a lot of flares, there's the drums banging. Where with Sunderland, it's nothing like that, is it? It's totally different.
This became like a bit of a fashion, like a trend recently. I remember like in the 80s and 90s, because I'm older than Rado. I remember there was nothing there's nothing like this before.
Mm-hmm.
This was sort of as I said, trend from all the, particularly in Eastern Europe. They're picking up all this from countries like Italy and Spain and probably Portugal, I don't know. But in England has always been quite different. The atmosphere is more natural.
Yeah.
And plus you're very close to the pitch, which for me is brilliant, because all these big grounds around Europe where you can't really see the ball and the players, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And the way football is played in England is what I like. That's my cup of tea. I don't like the rest of the stuff. I don't watch European football apart from Levski Sofia.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in Spanish football, Italian football. I love English football. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the other stuff.
So do you still live in London now, do you?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing you get to a lot of the games which are down south?
I go to Arsenal quite often.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for them.
Yeah, nice winning football, world class players. It's a nice break from watching Sunderland.
To be honest, I used to go to all divisions, all different grounds in London over the years. I've been to Leyton Orient many times. I've been to all the grounds around London, and I just love football.
Yeah,
but I must say English football.
Yeah. What about you, Rado? Are you based in the UK, or do you live?
No, I live in Bulgaria. And to the question about how do I follow Sunderland, now I have season streaming pass.
Yeah,
the official website, and it's easy now to watch the games.
I bet that was a godsend, though, was it? Like, for having had a lot of years where you couldn't
it
follow
was so
Sunderland easily.
Difficult. I was trying to find some streams in some kind of illegal website.
Yeah, we've all done it.
Dodgy websites.
I have listening to Nick Barnes so many times.
Does he almost feel like a father figure? Yeah. You hear Nick's voice and it's like,
I remember the game against West Ham. I think it was when Andy Reid scored in the
2008, volley right at the end,
96th minute, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, I remember when Nick Barnes
went mental.
on my knees. I have so nice memories following Sunderland over the years in different ways. So listening to the radio, and I cannot miss a game.
What was your first game in person?
Against Newcastle here in 2008.
Yeah. So that must have been special then, because that is the biggest game. Bear in mind, when we beat Newcastle, we hadn't won at home in 28 years.
Yeah.
Until that day.
I remember that.
That was such a big day for Sunderland.
It was so difficult to find the ticket at that time because it was not so popular to have Facebook in 2008 with so many social medias like today. I remember writing in Ready to Go website, the forums. I found so many different forums, writing everywhere, asking for tickets. And in fact, I met the guy who helped me with the tickets tonight for the first time. It's Carl Makar. I don't know.
All right, okay, yeah, Carl, yes.
Yeah, he was here tonight and I met him for first time today.
Nice.
And he was the guy who helped me to get the tickets for that game.
Right.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So what about, Dan, what was your first in-person game? Was that yours too?
My one was away in London against QPR, 99, against QPR 2-2.
Right, okay.
I think now Queen equalised in the last minute or something, 89 minute. And I think Kevin Ball was sent off that game.
No surprise there.
Yeah.
Probably nearly murdered somebody, didn't he?
He actually removed the fella from the pitch.
As he did.
I remember he just flew out. And I remember having these old-fashioned cameras in my pocket to take a photo. I was really stupid to think that I can do that because when we equalised, everything went up in the air, and I dropped the camera on the floor, and all the batteries went like different directions, and that was it. With this,
lost your photos. Yeah,
that was it. I couldn't actually have a photo from that game.
Yeah, it's all up here, though. It's all
I think we had a pitch invasion, if I remember well.
A pitch invasion in the QPR game. All right.
Yeah, it was 6,000 fans behind the goal.
Joanne will have been on the pitch then.
It was.
Yes, yeah. I can remember you. You and Gemma are on the pitch on that video.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Bury
away. I mean, at QPR, QPR is quite easy to get on the pitch, so I could believe that, to be honest. Because you are on top of the pitch.
My first Sunderland game here at home was 99 again against Bolton, 3-1.
Right.
The wind was so unbelievable. I mean, it blew me away. It was so windy.
Literally.
I also had long hair then.
I mean, very windswept.
And I didn't have to shave for 2 months. It was so cold and windy. I froze nearly to death.
Tell us a little bit about your branch then and your group. How many members have you got? How does it all work with the Bulgarian supporters group?
I think it's more interesting to tell you how we found each other.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I existed thinking I'm the only Sunderland fan in Bulgaria, which was quite depressing. And then suddenly, Rado placed a comment under an article somewhere, and I saw it, and I replied, and then we exchanged emails.
Right, okay.
And then we arranged to meet for a beer. And then the first meeting we had together, we thought, okay, it's two of us. I think we're going to do a brunch eventually.
Lovely.
And then that happened, 2013, where we found out that there's more people supporting someone in the country. And obviously you got English people living in Bulgaria, and then you got some Bulgarians who support the team. We didn't know about them. So I think overall, of official members, we got 20-something. But I think unofficially we got about 60, 70,
right? 67. So that still blows my mind to think that there's that many people.
You see, it's quite hard because in Bulgaria, English football is massive, but quite a few people there who love English football, they support all these top 6 teams, let's say it.
Yeah.
And then, but on the other hand, you've got people who support Ipswich, Luton, you name a team, there's supporters there.
Yeah.
English football is massive over there.
Yeah.
But I wish we had a Bulgarian player or something to attract more people to support the team.
Yeah. We haven't had one, have we? I don't think.
To be honest, I know a few football agents there. I've always wanted to talk to them and get one in. A couple of strikers because it looks like that's what we're missing.
Well, we could do with some of them.
Is Todorov still playing? Get him out of retirement.
I knew him personally. I went to see him in Portsmouth when he was playing for Portsmouth, the national coach. I was just translating, but that's another story. It's really funny.
Come on, then, let's sell it. Let's hear it. What's that all about?
Because we met Harry Redknapp was the manager, and then we had a lunch with the board of directors and Milan Mandaric, the owner. And then after the game, we had a little drink at the bar there, and Harry Redknapp comes along. He goes, "Oi," with his English London accent. "Oi, can you get me a cheap footballer from Bulgaria?" I said, "Mate, I'm not an agent. I'm just translating for the national coach." He thought I'm a football agent. I wish I was.
He'd have stuffed He would have had a brown packet in your back pocket by the end of the night, I'm sure. Harry Redknapp.
Fine that night.
Literally, he's done that. He was holding a glass of red wine, and he came like this. Boy. He was really slim with this expensive suit. And...
I'm surprised he wasn't hanging out of a car window, being Harry Redknapp. That's his normal gimmick, isn't it?
That's what we tend to see him, isn't
it? Yeah, we're trying to see how we can attract more people to come and support our brunch and become our members.
Yeah. I suppose with the advent of Sun Until I Die, as a global audience, that's given Sun so much more exposure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we attracted any fans on the back of that you're aware of?
I don't think so, to be honest.
I had a few in London that called me and said, "Oh, you know what? Even people who don't like football will probably watch this and they will like it."
Yeah.
And a few said, "Well, I now follow their results." That's not like being a fan.
Yeah.
At least they show some appreciation.
Yeah. But we I guess as a broader thing, like we were just talking about this earlier about how this event has brought together people from every corner of the world to be here, just to be. And the one thing that we've all got in common, the whole reason all of us are here tonight, everybody who sat around this table, is Sunderland. It's uniting, isn't it? Even for whatever reason it is.
Wonderful event, and thanks for everyone who is organizing this event. It's
great, absolutely great, brilliant.
What was it like visiting the academy today? By the way, what was that like?
Obviously we were there last year,
yeah,
and this year. I mean, it's great to see where the guys are training and how is everything organized, how it's looking at the minute, and it's just to have a feel.
Yeah.
How what's the everyday life?
We've heard that quite a bit recently from Mike Dodds, from Christian Speakman, about how they understand how what the fans don't see every day is perhaps the most important part.
This is the iceberg thing.
Yeah.
He says. The iceberg.
Yeah, but
we only see the top layers.
Yeah,
we don't see what's going on.
Yeah, but then you get around the academy on a match on your trips and you see what it's like in there. And it would be nice to maybe get.
I will tell you a secret. We've seen Dan Neil with his pants.
Yeah, we've heard about that. And Joanne had said.
Not many can say that.
Joanne was like a schoolboy. Like,
yeah, Joanne had said they were a little bit see-through as well, which,
So Dan, go on, mate.
I think last year
he was so scared.
I think last year someone told us about Jack Clark doing his hair or something like. I think the
you
players know really.
Cheeky monkey. Last year, he was in the changing rooms, and I said, "Oh, Jack, can we have a quick photo, mate?" He says, just give me a second, mate. Let me put my stuff away. And he fucked off.
Jack, what you doing?
What the hell, man?
So if you listen to this, Jack, you're down a photograph.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's yeah.
But yeah, so this weekend, obviously, it's a big weekend for international fans. This is going out retrospectively, so we don't know how Sunderland are going to get on. But you'll probably hear this back when it does go out. So let's get a couple of score predictions. Are we going to win tomorrow or not?
It's pressure's on now.
Well, the good thing is I've given Mike Dodds a few tips.
Let's hope he's listened, Dan.
Is that why he said he's going to make changes tomorrow? Is that because he is?
So, yeah, I think we've got to win tomorrow. We've got to win because all of us are here.
Yeah.
Players know that.
It's funny, so because I always think that when we had Martin on earlier, and I just think I want Sunderland to win anytime, but I think of the distance what some of these fans have travelled to say. I just really want Sunderland just to win, for someone who's
and we always win on the International Fans Day.
So, yes, well, we've already discovered this. So...
That is true. I just hope to God that we haven't jinxed that.
Possibly keep the 2-1. Yeah, we possibly have. So 2-1 from you, Rado. Go on, Dan.
I'll go for a nail-biting 1-0.
Yeah, we'll take that.
His favourite score.
Yeah.
I've always said
Rado being the betting man that never loses. I'm going for 2-1.
He's got good. Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
Put money on that.
I don't believe we will
Cheers,
keep a
guys.
clean sheet, but I believe we will win.
Thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
So then, we're now joined by Erik and Nancy, who are over from, you'll have to repeat the name of the town that you've came from in Holland.
The town, yeah. It's a bit weird because we just moved 2 years ago from Groningen to Nijmegen.
Nijmegen.
So it's from the northeast to the middle. But we stuck to the northeast because, of course, we are in the northeast. So the connection with the northeast we want to keep.
Yeah.
And our flag is also based on the northeast. So
yeah, you've just been shown as your flag, and we'll have to get that out on social media because it's impressive.
It's a nice flag created by her, based on an old T-shirt I bought here in the shop.
Right.
With the cat on it, and also at backside, so it's a little bit illegal.
I borrowed it.
We don't know. You sorted out or not? Who made it?
Well, I tried to find out who had actually drawn it, and they didn't know who it was.
Right.
So in reality, I can't contact them to see if I can copy it. So,
I think the copyright might have lapsed on that one.
Might have,
yeah. We'll not worry too much.
Okay. If they ever
and it's for a good cause.
We're also joined by Malk, who's on for the first time tonight. Malk Dugdale, part of the Report team. How are you doing, mate?
I'm good.
How many pints you had?
Pardon?
How many pints have you had?
Can't count, but
no.
Let's move on.
Doing well. We're doing well. So you guys have come over, and you're not part of a branch. You're from Canada, Nancy. That's right, isn't it?
Originally from Canada, yes. But I live in the Netherlands now.
Yeah. So how the hell did you become a Sunderland fan? Someone's got to explain that one to us.
That's his story. That's his story.
Is it my story?
That's your story. I'm like the football mom, you know. I have the son that plays football every weekend, and
but he's your son, sadly.
He's my partner, exactly. Yeah. But they never grow up. Football players
I
never
brought
grow
her
up.
in, but she likes it. She likes it. She likes the socializing. I mean, yeah, that's good. And she's always in for something new. So
how did you start?
How did I start?
Yeah. So how did you become a Sunderland fan?
Well, is a kind of simple story. I was 12 years old. I went to a local sports shop, and I saw a shirt, and I thought, I like that shirt.
Right.
It was a white shirt with thingy red stripe.
So 83, 84, maybe?
Exactly.
Yeah. I tell you what, that's good
quite
knowledge,
sad,
isn't it?
that, Gav.
It is, isn't it?
It was a shirt normally not fit to Sunderland, what they have now.
Yeah, well, actually, that shirt was controversial. A lot of people hated that shirt.
Yeah,
because it was a complete departure from...
Good, and they liked it at that moment.
Yeah, but then now, if you look in time, it's a retro shirt. Now you can buy it. Yeah. So, you know.
Normally, I always take it with me because you don't believe it, but it still...
it still fits.
Me.
Yeah,
I tried it on this style, but it still fits. So I bought it, and then I listened to radio Saturdays. You know, BBC, radio, sports, a lot of noise on the background. But I listened to the results, and then 12 years later, I went here for the first time to Roker Park.
And which game was that?
That was against Grimsby Town.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
What year we're talking?
12 years. So we won.
95,
in
96
wooden seats.
Maybe a bit later.
Yeah, 25 years. So I must have been
97, 98. Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah, like that.
If I remember rightly, and this is even more nerdy knowledge, I'm pretty sure that season we played them in the League Cup at home as well. And I remember Martin Smith scoring twice. I could be wrong.
All these details.
What a prospect that boy was.
Don't get it on me.
Yeah, that'll have been the season. Either been the season we got the playoff final or the one after. I would have thought.
Could be. But I remember the man next to me, he said, "Did you enjoy the game?" I said, "Yes, it was brilliant." You know, these wooden seats. And then he said the famous words, "It's always nice when your team is winning."
Yeah.
I always remember that.
Which doesn't happen often, unfortunately.
But that is Sunderland, up and down. And,
so
down and up.
What retained your passion of Sunderland then? So you because we've just been talking to the guys from Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Dan and Rado, they became Sunderland fans in the 90s, and that was at a time when it was difficult to watch games unless you were there in person, or if Sunderland might have been on Sky occasionally.
Yeah.
So how do you retain a passion and retain a support for a club like Sunderland in Holland, where I imagine there wasn't a lot of coverage of us?
No, just for to say, in the beginning I listened to the BBC radio. There was only a connection there. Nice of this club was, I sent always letters to the club. and they always send me something back.
Fair play.
Yeah. Like season ticket, for the schedules and other fan mail. They always send something back. So that's why I stuck to the club.
And you must have really appreciated that, though, because
now, for sure.
Like now, it's so easy to be a Sunderland fan abroad because there's Facebook, there's Twitter, there's the message boards.
Exactly. Yeah,
you can watch every game on the streaming pass now. But like, I still think that those original days, like even me being a kid, like I remember watching CFAX and teletext to keep up with scores. Like, it's so different now, isn't it? It's so easy now.
Holland still has teletext.
We have it. Yeah.
Man, I'm moving to Holland. I love teletext.
It's
the best way to book a holiday. Let's be honest.
I know people they watch on their internet teletext.
Well, fair play.
Yeah.
I wish I still had it. I remember. Do you remember we beat Cambridge in the Cup 7-0?
Yeah.
I think it was one of Peter Reid's last games. It was either his last game or his second last game in charge.
Cheer up, Peter Reid.
And the pages would refresh. And every time it refreshed, there was another goal.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, get in. But it's mad to think that wasn't even that long ago. And you guys have still got it.
We still have it. They want to get rid of it, but a lot of people complain. We want to keep it. All the same numbers you press in every evening. And
the Dutch do not like change.
No, you've probably found out. How come you live in Holland? What made you make the trip across?
I moved there from New Zealand for work. So so I ended up there for work. Yeah, so that's.
And you're still there now.
Yeah, and I'm still there. 7 years later, I'm still there. Yeah.
She wanted to leave, by the way.
No, I didn't.
But I kept her. That is a nice story.
Come on.
I know. I never wanted to leave.
No, but just say you wanted to leave, but thanks to me.
I bet.
To get away from you, Erik.
For traveling, it's very easy to live in Netherlands. Take the plane and go within 2 hours you're through all Europe.
Yeah, so
2-3 hours.
And he roped you into this.
Yeah, well, he brought me over before the International Fan Day. We came over, I think, once.
Yeah.
And then I brought my aunt. She's from Aberdeen, so we brought her down here on a holiday to see Sunderland twice in 5 days. And so and then the International Fan Day started. So we came over for that and really enjoyed it. We met a whole bunch of great people. I mean, it's amazing the support that Sunderland has overseas and around the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure there's other teams, but the community is really, really nice here. So we've kept in touch with a lot of people that we met the first year that we were here, that you had this International Fan Day. And then obviously Cath and Joan, we've been keeping contact with them. And we've been back 3 times. This is our third one. So.
And is this just your annual pilgrimage, or do you get across a little bit more often than that? It's pretty easy, isn't it, to get from the Netherlands over to the northeast, I guess.
Well, it's hard to get to Sunderland. It's not so easy. You have to fly to Newcastle, and that's not always the easiest.
No. I'm suppressing a boo right now.
Yeah, I know exactly.
What about the ferry?
We took the ferry.
I was going to say,
we took the ferry this time.
Was that not just full of pissed up English people?
This way it's quiet.
That's so bad.
When you go the other way to Amsterdam,
they're all on a come down on the way out of Amsterdam, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun on the ferry.
Yeah, the ferry is good. Yeah, it's good. But we've flown as well, and it doesn't have the same appeal, but because we had to come over really quickly, so flew over, rented a car, came straight to the game, then went straight back to the airport and back.
Yeah, I was
and that was a bit sad because you don't really get to enjoy everything that there is to offer for the International Fan Day weekend, right? It's a weekend. It's an event. It's really, I mean, they do a lot of work to put everything together for us, taking us to the Stadium of Light or doing the museum tours or all of these types of things. So it's a great experience, and it's
being a fan of that are the nicest things to do, of course.
Yeah.
Seeing the inside of the club. I mean, you can go to a game, you watch a game, you go home, but really behind the scenes, that is a real supporter wants to do.
Yeah.
And thanks to them, they made it possible. So that's great.
It sounds. I mean, watching the players walking around in the swimming trunks and all the rest of it.
Budgie smugglers,
Okay.
Well, we were just talking to the Bulgarian guys then, and they would. Dan was telling me about how he really wishes Sunderland would sign a Bulgarian player so that he could attract more fans to be Sunderland supporters from where he lives. And I was just thinking there, Sunderland have had a fair few Dutch
we had some
players
Dutch
and managers.
players. We had a Dutch coach here also.
What was that like when Dick Advocaat took the job for you?
Dickie Advocaat, he's famous coach in our country. So it's of course it makes it nicer when there's a Dutch player there.
So
for sure.
You talk to people back home about Sunderland a little bit more, I guess. Our famous head coach.
Yeah, of course. Still, people are not really following Sunderland.
No,
it's weird. It's just over the ocean, just over the North Sea. But I mean, Sunderland is not real talk of the town. Let me say.
Well,
when you're into this club, you think it's big, and there is a lot of things going on. Of course, people watch Netflix series and people see other things, but it's still a bit the other clubs, you know.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm trying to think back to how many Dutch players we've had. Remember Edwin Zoetebier? Remember him?
Zoetebier, the goalkeeper. Zenden was a good one.
Zenden was awesome.
Yeah. Jeremy and Lens.
I was Van Aanholt not Dutch?
Yes. Henry Van Aanholt, yes.
Yeah. Of course, the game I was in, I forgot what year it was. They became champions. They played 0-0 against West Brom. I don't know if you remember that. You were a lot
which year we're talking?
Oh, there's years ago. That was probably when I was 27 or something in years 90.
Right.
They promoted to the Premier League, and I forgot his name from the game from the player from West Brom became the man of the match, and we met him after the game, and he said the famous words, "What the fuck were you doing in Sunderland? What is in Sunderland?" And there's a feeling.
Yeah. Oh, we've got Jensen Seelt at the minute as well, of course.
Yeah. Also,
unfortunately injured at the minute. Yeah. It looks like he's going to be out a while as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Things behind the scenes, I don't know. I don't know how he's doing.
Yeah.
About that. So,
but like I say, it's a labour of love. This, isn't it? Coming across and getting to see, at least be a part of everything. Like we've talked about quite a lot tonight. Different people have said
for sure
this has become a community thing. Like
for sure, yeah.
You know,
it is really when you come here and you see these people like from last year, and of course like Joan and Gaz and Martin from Canada. It's a kind of family. Hey, you're back. It has nothing to do with the club or the family. It's just you know these people because you come here. So
no, but the effort that you guys put in as well is significant, right? So we wouldn't be chatting now if your lovely lady hadn't come round offering everybody
maybe
really lovely biscuits. You know.
Yeah. But they're not just biscuits, though, are they?
No, they're stroop waffles,
Top end biscuits, yeah.
Tomorrow we'll have more tomorrow.
But you know, also, when it get a little bit hard, you have to heat them a little bit, yeah? A little bit.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I could easily eat a full packet of them with a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
easily.
they're good. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they melt a little bit. Yeah, perfect.
They're just little ones. You don't have
with
to feel
tea. It's even better.
Eating them. Yeah.
I think your coffee shop culture in Holland needs to come over. Yeah, to be honest.
Really tea, but yeah.
But you were also talking about the community. We've actually visited like people in other countries. So because we've met them here, so we've been to Iceland, and there's a supporter that we met there. And then, so the thing is, the Bulgarians, you talk about all the people from different places around the world. We're Facebook friends. I know that sounds kind of corny and a little bit weird, but it's great because we see what they're doing. We see where they go with their families. We do all these types of things. And if we're in the area or wherever we are, we end up meeting up.
Yeah.
So it's not
common
just
interests.
Yeah, exactly. But it's created a bigger family for us. So you wouldn't. We have people that we can visit. You know, so it's not like we meet them here once a year and that's it. You kind of create this family.
Yeah, we see what they're doing online. We have respect for them.
Yeah, so it continues. So it's great. It's really. It's
well,
really
I'd say it's community because I think the big part of being a Sunderland fan is the community aspect of it. Like I live 3 miles away. I grew up with Sunderland fans. I've got family members who are Sunderland fans. I work with Sunderland fans. So it's community. I think that's a big part of any football club, isn't it? And I think what you guys have created amongst yourselves, whether you've done it willingly or not, you've created a community. You've created a new community where you might be from Groningen. You might be from
Groningen,
Canada.
Toronto. You could be from
Vancouver,
Tasmania. You know, South Africa. Yeah. You know, you could be from anywhere in the world. Yeah. You've got this common goal. You've got this common interest, which is Sunderland, and it's amazing, awesome. Really. I do. I think it's more people need to see what happens at these events, just to see what an impact this club has.
The effort that these people put in as well. You know.
Yeah.
I live 3 hours away down the A1, and these guys are putting money and time and effort and commitment into these weekends. When for me, it's a 6-hour round trip drive.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get to do that a lot of times because of work, but you know,
occasions like this show how big the club can be, and I just want these guys to set up a branch in the Netherlands, and then we can keep going.
Yeah.
So Erik,
No pressure.
This can be your plea to your fellow countrymen.
To make it,
come on. Let's band together and make a Dutch branch.
Yeah, you have to. Last year we did our best. Our daughter was here.
Right.
We were not here on Friday, so my daughter was here with a boyfriend. They should have been here now also. So that was already, we had like, well, we have
we tried to get his
last year in the half time, we had 4 Dutch people on the pitch.
We did.
So anybody listening who might live in the Netherlands right now, let's get you with Erik and Nancy.
And let's be honest, the Netherlands is bang in the middle of Europe, right? So there's a lot of areas around Holland.
And I think it would be a good place to do a pre-season. I think,
absolutely.
It's been a few years since we did that.
Nice and flat.
Dan's point, and he likes that idea.
They've been a couple of times to the Netherlands. I saw in
I remember, back in the
Arnhem, I saw them here in Veen. I saw them. So they played a couple of games in.
Let's get that right. Let's get that branch off the ground. So anybody listening, get in touch with Rota Report. We'll put you in touch with Erik.
Yeah. The only thing, but we didn't really like when he opened the new stadium, the opponent.
Yeah.
That should have been the other Rotterdam fight. They have a branch here.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like, damn, why do they?
I forgot. Obviously, we've got the final Martins, haven't we?
Yeah. Final branch.
But we need one in the northeast.
And they're always in the Kuip in Rotterdam. Is always the flag hanging Sunderland.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's get that branch going, anyways.
We'll try. We'll
see what we can do for next year. But we can bring in.
We'll bring more biscuits.
More biscuits in.
If I remember back to the very first international fans party, there was pink slice on the table. There's none this year.
Yeah, very disappointing.
So we need. I think next year we need more pink slice, more stroopwafel.
More stroopwafels from.
Yeah. And where are those maple leaf cookies from Canada? Like, Mark's got to be bringing.
I think everybody's got to bring some.
Syrup,
although after.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think after
something for next year to bring in.
Yeah, well, I think after Martin's escapades this week, you won't find much time for bacon. Let's be honest. But no, thanks, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you have a good weekend.
Interview for sure.
I've actually grabbed predictions of everyone who's been on so far.
Yeah, do it.
And whilst this pod will go out after the game,
okay,
it's gonna hold you to account. So come on, let's get some score predictions. We've had a lot of 2-1s to Sunderland.
Score prediction.
Nobody's you guys, you international fans, you're the most positive fans because nobody's predicted a loss yet. I don't think everybody's.
No, we don't predict a loss. So our predictions, Bristol City. Let's be honest, they have normally I would have said 2-0.
2-0 Sunderland.
That's what I went for.
Yeah, I'll take that. Nancy, what about you?
Well, I have to go with my
you don't have to go.
So,
you know the recent results.
Yeah, let's go for 2-2. I think they'll draw.
2-2.
Yeah, I think they'll draw. I think they're going to draw.
Well, if I was being sensible, I would probably be more inclined to go with the draw than the win tomorrow. Erik, thank you very much. Nice to meet you again, mate.
Yeah, nice.
And I really appreciate your time. And Nancy, you too. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of the weekend.
Guys.
We will.
Thank you very much, guys.
Cheers, Erik.
Okay, thanks, man.
Right then, we're joined by Stephen, who's over from Johannesburg, South Africa. That's some journey, by the way. How long are you here for?
A few more weeks. They'll be going back. Yeah.
Nice. So, going to take in all the football while you're here, or?
Hopefully we'll make the Watford game.
Right.
We'll be here for Cardiff. So, we had a bit of a blast so far.
Yeah. You've just been telling us about your escapades with the Irish branch this evening.
So it's a bit like the rugby, you know, with the guys, the Jägermeisters. South Africa 22, Ireland 12, probably right about there.
So you're repping for the country at the minute.
The
Irish are meant to be good drinkers, though, I've heard. So,
well, apparently take them off their beer onto Jägermeister, and not so much. Huh?
No.
They're crying back there.
You're still going strong, to be fair, like.
Yeah, it looks so deceiving.
We've also got Dan Harrison with us, who's never done this before, but he's on the red wine, so I've grabbed him and told him to grab a mic.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, so I'm one of the tactics writers at Rota Report, but I'd love to have a conversation with you, obviously.
Yeah. He's pissed as a fart, by the way.
Thank you very much for that.
He's not been on there's a glass of red wine here. I'm looking at that thing, yeah. But I would bless him.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, Stephen, when you've obviously you've made the big trip over here. Why are you a Sunderland fan? Because I keep asking this to people, And I'm stunned by the answers. It's like I just walked into a sports shop and I seen a Sunderland top and I went, that's my team. Or I accidentally turned the TV on one day and Sunderland were playing and I decided to support them. Like, what's your
Mine's
story?
a bit more boring. I was born here.
Oh, well.
I went to school here until I was about 7 or 8. My parents immigrated to South Africa.
So which school?
St. Joseph's in Moorfield.
Okay. All right.
We lived opposite Willow Pond.
Okay.
John McGlynn Undertakers. That was my family business.
Right, okay.
So we immigrated when I was about 8 or 9. Went to South Africa. And I already had the Sunderland bug in me already.
Right.
My older brother was a Leeds fan.
Oh, right.
But I was like Sunderland through and through. And that was it.
So when you head over there and you're this little 7 or 8 year old Mackem, what was that like?
I had to go for speech lessons to lose the accent.
Really?
Because they couldn't understand me.
Jeez.
Honestly, I was bullied as a kid.
Right.
Because you go to South Africa with a Millfield, Towny, Mackem accent.
Right.
It's only going to end up one way.
Can you still do the Mackem accent?
Not really, no.
Nah, it's gone.
No.
That's totally
gone. A few
gone.
words pop up once in a while.
Yeah.
Like yogurt and class, but that's about it.
Yogurt.
Yeah, that's about it.
Of all the words, yogurt.
It's weird, isn't it? But I mean, like, in class and garage.
Garage.
That's really it. That's really it. And it's just South African after that.
So presuming that you went to Roker Park and...
No. So I came over for my first game in 2019 when Sunderland played Gillingham.
That was Did we get beat?
We drew 2-2.
Did Mandron score for Gillingham?
He scored 2 goals for them.
There you go. There's that knowledge again. Then it's working.
So
isn't
me and my son came over. The only player that we were really dying to see was Luca 9, who's like kind of my hero.
Right.
And guess who we didn't get to see that day was Luca 9. But I mean, apparently, can you imagine conceding an equaliser the last minute of the game?
Yeah.
So it was all okay.
Yeah. To be fair, with Luke as well, I imagine had he known that this family from South Africa came just to see him, he would have probably walked from his house to come.
So funny story, that game, my son and I came here. And South Africa, in the stadiums, you could drink your beer in the stands. It's like perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
So we didn't know this. So we come here, go to the concourse, get our beers, go sit in our seats. And like a well-groomed military operation, about 20 stewards ran up the aisles. And I remember thinking, I wonder who they're after. All of a sudden, they're on me and my son. And they're yelling at us and screaming, and I don't understand them. And apparently you can't drink in the stand. Well, we know that now, but then you didn't know.
Do you know what it is, though? That's something I've never considered, is that if you're a fan of football who just happens to have gone to a Sunderland game, rugby, and you just happen to have gone to a Sunderland game, you wouldn't know any different, would you? So
we had no idea. I had a pie in one hand and a beer in the other hand, and this angry Mackem yelling at me.
You were handcuffed 5 minutes later in a police
cell? What do you do? I mean, no. Luckily, the one guy said, "You sound South African." And I was like, lashed onto that. I'm like, yeah. He goes, "Oh, relax, guys. They're there. They could drink in the stands. It's fine. I've been there."
Yeah.
So they were really like apologetic afterwards, but they were pretty heavy-handed.
Yeah, to be fair, they're probably used to Mackem's taking pints to their seat. That's why they used to have to go in with like riot shields and gum shields in their mouths and all the rest of it.
Can you imagine my surprise? I wonder who they're after. And all of a sudden, they're coming into my aisle, and I'm the only one there.
Dan, have you got anything to ask?
No, I was just going to say, like, obviously, you've grown up and you've been one of probably the only people in your friendship group or your surrounding group that have been supportive of Sunderland. So what is it that kept you going, beyond that belief and going beyond to what you thought was, you've got a lot of friends who probably thought, why are you supporting this team? Why are you going with this? And again, it's like, I know you've got something probably inside that pulls you that way, but what is it that about Sunderland that made you, want to continue following and go from this point?
I actually wish I knew. I remember in the Milk Cup final when I don't know who the player's name was, but he tried to chase it away from goal.
David Corner.
Yeah,
there was a famous play about that moment, unfortunately.
I remember that. And in South Africa, we didn't get much TV back in those days of football. And some of the football clubs are drug.
Yeah,
even at a young age. I mean, I left here without having seen them play live. Didn't go to Roker Park. But I went to South Africa and we used to get the newspaper clippings.
Yeah.
Like Sunderland X, some so-and-so Y. And that was like my weekend, from a kid. And my auntie and uncles would come over from Sunderland with all the newspaper clippings. Like from like a month before they were coming over, and I'd read them into a scrapbook. And I can't explain it. It's just
we all
passion.
understand. It doesn't matter where obviously you're a Macron, but when you said it's a drug, it is a drug.
Absolutely.
I had this conversation with someone last week when they were talking about like why are we still getting big crowds when we've got nothing to play for? I was like, it's like I liken it to a smack addiction. It is. It's like
absolutely.
It's like what else would I do on me Saturday afternoon if I didn't go and watch Sunderland play? So you don't support this team because they're successful. That's the point. I keep trying to drum to people. It's like if it was about success, we would not support Sunderland fundamentally because 100%. We are not a successful football club. So there's something else, isn't there?
Well, if I look back at my favourite players, and they're not all, Niall Quinn, Kevin Phillips, they're all our heroes, but my heroes growing up was Phil Bardsley, Lee Cattermole, Nalu Kernan. Just players that just give it their 100%. And I think as a fan base, that's what we expect from our team. Yeah. We know we're not going to be the best. We don't expect to win every weekend. But just give us some bloody guts and glory,
Yeah.
And I think last season we kind of had that with Ahmad and Patrick.
Yeah.
And Jack. It was just, I've never known the club, and I'm on a different continent, by the way, to be so close to their fan base. It was just amazing.
Well, even obviously you've been to the academy today.
We were there today, yes.
Yeah. That must have been amazing, I imagine.
It was. I saw my hero today.
Who's that?
Luca 9.
Luca 9, yeah. It's amazing that because you're not the first person to say that today.
You know what? It was slightly embarrassing because last year I saw him in his underwear. This year he's wearing a towel.
Right.
And I was like, I won't ask you for a photo today, but maybe tomorrow after the game we can have a. He's like, I'll come to the bar after, we'll get a photo. But again, he's not the best player in the team, but he just gets the fan base, doesn't he? He knows what we're looking for.
Yeah, I'm with you there, by the way. If I had to pick a favourite, it would always be Luke, because to me, growing up, my heroes were the players who wore the heart on their sleeve.
Lee Cattermole, Phil Bardsley. To me, to me, like I always loved Kevin Ball when I was a kid. Before my time, because South Africa, we didn't get TV, like internet. But from when I hear Kevin Ball, I shook his hand last year. It's like a bloody bone crusher, isn't it?
It hurts as well, doesn't it, when you shake boys' hands?
That type of player, I can relate to 100%.
Yeah, because the way I think about it is if me or you or Dan or any of us in this room were Sunderland players, I would like to think that's how we would be.
Yeah.
Like, if I got to wear a Sunderland shirt for one game, I would be thundering into tackles and then jumping up and screaming and roaring towards the crowd, as some of our players do when they make big tackles. That's how I would be. I would wear my heart on my sleeve. And I think over the last 5, coming up 6 years now with Luke, that's what he's done. Whether it's been in League One as a midfield player, whether it's been the Championship as a centre-half, I think he is, to me, the embodiment of what I think a Sunderland player should be. And it really riles us up. I know I'm getting off on a bit here, but it really riles us up when I hear fans who just don't get it.
No. 100% agree with you.
Is that not what breaks what being a Sunderland supporter is about, though? It's not about necessarily the passion, it is the passion, but it's not about the technical ability or about the ability to beat a man off the touch. It's about the ability to understand what the fans are about and about the culture and the club.
Yeah.
And understand that winning a tackle and winning a ball is more important than... Yeah, of course, the result is important. Of course, that everyone wants to see us win. But it's about the success of the club and understanding that every single person there wants you to win every ball, every tackle, and challenge for every ball. And I guess that's what wins you over more than the technical qualities of players.
Yeah.
It's the love and the understanding that we're all there to watch you want to win and we want to see you succeed. And on behalf of all of us, of course we want to see you do amazing things like Ahmad did last season. But at the same time, we love and we respect the players who really do want to try and give their best effort for the team. And I guess is that what kind of drags you and pulls you forward and makes you want to continue supporting the team?
I think so. I mean, when he first joined us in League One, people were clamoring, he's not good enough, he's not going to make it. And he didn't have the best starts. But I think there's a lesson there, isn't there? I mean, he just rolled up his sleeves, got stuck in. And, I mean, I'll speak for myself. I absolutely bloody adore the guy. I mean, I have nothing said against him. Bearing in mind, I'm like a hippo in freaking quicksand. I'm no football player at all. But if I was a football player, I want to be like Luca 9.
Yeah. And I think that's why he's so admired, because people relate to him in that sense. You can't necessarily relate to an Ahmad because he's got God-given ability. Like a player like that, you just look at him and go, Jesus, imagine having a tenth of his ability, you would still be a top-class footballer. But for someone like Luca 9, he represents... It sounds like I'm using cliches and speaking in cliches here, but it's kind of true, isn't it? When you think about if you could build a footballer, you would want it to represent the region.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people, Sunderland is about the working class heart of the city, and it's about hard-working people who maybe didn't have much, but they worked hard for it. And I don't know. I think that's something that's woven into the fabric of our football club. It always has been. That whether you go all the way back as far as you can, we've always had players who've done that. And he's maybe the last of a dying breed. I think it'll be a sad day when he's gone. I do. I think
so. I mean, for me, it'll be a very sad day because, I mean, I followed his career very closely.
And I guess to connect to that from your personal point of view, away from Sunderland, is that something that drew you towards him originally or drew you towards the club? Is it because of the...
No. It was... So when he first joined, I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And his first probably 20, 30 games, he was just a name on a team sheet.
Yeah.
And something, I think the shoulder injury when he played through that pain barrier.
Yeah.
And so I'm the person that's sudden to that die season 2, I had to switch off. I couldn't watch it. It was too upsetting. But the bits I did watch with his shoulder injury and he's in agony and he's just pushing through, to me, I got that. And I felt a bit guilty actually for criticizing him, not knowing just what he was going through. And he just came good, didn't he? He just got better and better and better, and he just gets Sunderland. He gets this city. He honestly gets it. You know, some players you think, they're phony, they're frauds, they're playing to the crowd. I think he is the most genuine footballer that we have right now.
Oh,
like absolutely. I said, I love him to bits.
Yeah. Anyways, you're here for another couple of weeks, as you say.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed we get a win this weekend.
I think tomorrow's guaranteed. We're going to win tomorrow.
Yeah. Everybody who I've had on tonight has predicted a win, apart from one person who predicted a draw. And bear in mind, this is going to go out after the game.
So we saw Mark Dodds today. And I must say, what an amazing man he is.
Yeah.
He took the time. Now, I don't know tactics or whatever, but he took the time to go around to every single international fan and have a chat with him and be engaged with him. And win or lose tomorrow, I will always have respect for Michael Dodds.
Fair play.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it, Stephen.
Guys, thanks for having us. South Africa.
Yeah. Go and enjoy your Jägermeister or 10.
The next bottle or two.
Yeah.
So there's Jäger back behind the bar for you, Stephen.
There's plenty more to come.
South Africa 15, Ireland 12 or something now.
Dan's going to recharge his glass of red wine, I think.
I will do indeed.
Good debut, Dan.
Come have a Jägermeister with us.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers, guys.
Sure. Hello there, it's Ant again. We're back again at the Sunderland Fans Museum. I'm with Brett. Brett, how has your night been?
Do you know what, Ant? It's been a really fun night tonight. Just literally speaking to Sunderland fans, like not only from like the northeast, from literally where I am down south, you know, from New Zealand, from Holland, from Dublin. It's been an absolutely amazing night tonight.
It has been a wonderful night, and we cannot, close the night without talking to the Dublin branch, the SAFC Dublin branch, and we've got Jack from the Dublin branch. Jack, how's it going? How's your week been so far?
How's it going, Andy? Okay? All good. It's been a really, really good week so far, yeah.
So you came over last night, and you've been to the academy today, so are you getting your boots on tomorrow?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a ropey start because we were delayed for 2 hours before we came, but we came over about 4 o'clock yesterday. So went to the pub and then done the academy light today, and then so looking forward to the game tomorrow.
And you're playing left back, apparently. A spoiler alert, but Jack's playing left back tomorrow.
It was funny because we actually had a talk with Speakman earlier, and I said, Styles, not for me. I'll do a 10-day, get me in left back. But he said no, so no, I'm not playing left back tomorrow, unfortunately.
I'm not going to say, behind the curtain, but Jack looks very much like Phil Foden. So,
he's got the haircut like
he's got a Phil Foden haircut. He's got the skin fade. That's exactly true. So, we're sure a goal scorer. We're sure of a number 10. Jack is the man, literally right now.
I've never had such a compliment in my life. I'll take that all day long,
So, legend in the making. So obviously, Jack, we speak to this every year, so there's no point in going on why you're a Sunderland fan, why you're this, why you're that, why you're the other. But the last time we spoke, we're so close to making the playoffs last year. Obviously, we fell at the second off last year, got beat off Luton. This year, we've probably had to take it on the chin, haven't we? Tony Mowbray's gone, we've got Mick Beale's gone, we've now got Mike Dodds. It's a season to kind of maybe just throw under the carpet, you think, but you guys have still been coming over. I've got to be honest, mate. What's been keeping you coming back?
I think it's just the love for the club. It's kind of hard you're coming over every week and, like you say, Sunderland till I die. It's not Sunderland till I lose. I know people say over here, we go every week, but it's the same for us lads from Ireland. We come over as much as we can, as often as we can. So, we're not going to be we've lost a few games, let's not stop going. If we're going to get over, if we can't get over, we'll get over as much as we can. So, a few losses are going to really stop us coming. And look, it's not been a great season. I think we can all say that, but the love for the club is still there, as you all know yourselves.
And is even though it's not been a great season, is there some players that have kind of taken your eye as well? I mentioned maybe Joe Bellingham, who's had half decent season, scored 7 goals, being an 18-year-old kid. Chris Riggs coming on. Jack Clark's had a fantastic season. So there is pluses to take, even though it's kind of fallen off since January.
Yeah, we've had a few really players that have caught my eye. Obviously Jack Clark, we all kind of know he's probably going to go to Premier League in the summer. It's a shame, but nobody can blame him. He's clearly that level. So, Jack Clark, for me, Joe Bellingham, I'm a massive Joe Bellingham fan. I just think at 18 years of age to be doing what he's doing, playing in as a centre forward, a 10 and an 8 at times in a championship team, playing week in, week out, to be doing what he's doing. He's had a few rough games, don't get me wrong, I'm not disputing that, but he's 18, people kind of forget that at times. Mm-hmm. Dan Neil, 22 years of age, playing every single game for Sunderland, and he's given a 7 out of 10 every week.
Captain in the making, isn't he?
Oh, he's unbelievable. Trey Hume, full-back every week, he's been absolutely class every week. Patterson, look, he had a few weeks there where he wasn't as good, but we have so many players there that Premier League clubs will be looking at in the summer, and not just summer, but summers going forward. We're just in such a good spot. I know the league position isn't as good, but we have so many young players coming through. It's been a blip, but it's still so much positivity going forward.
I really agree with Jack, what he's saying there, that I think that the shame this season is where we just need that little bit of experience around. We've had so many positives this season, but the unfortunate thing is the results is that there's the key that everyone looks at. And as is there, if you look at that team, you've got Dan Ballard doing amazing, you've got Dan Neil doing amazing, you've got Trey Hume doing amazing, you've got Joe Bellingham doing amazing. There's so many players doing really well this season. But unfortunately, they are just so young. We just need a little bit of experience to bind everybody together. And I think everyone can see that. It's not a case that it's, we've had a bad season. The players that they've done so well. We're going to lose Jack Clark in the summer. 100% fact. I don't think a single Sunderland fan will see him, expect to see him next season. But, if we can keep this core players together next season, we have got a very, very good team. We just need that little bit of experience around them. But, be able to put a shoulder around these players. We've got a very, very good team. So I think we just need to stick with them. I know people talk about the plan and so forth, but if we can just hold it all together, we have got a very, very good team there. It'd be very easy just to sell the crown jewels next season. Keep them all on board. keep everyone together. We're going to lose Jack Clark. He's gone. I'm not going to say he's not, but keep all these players together. This team is a promotion-winning team. It just needs some help alongside them.
Yeah, and I think as well, Jack and Brett asked you both this question. Maybe in the summer is going to be the kind of question of where the model does come into, and I hate to say the model, but it does come into place where we are going to sell a player, maybe two, for a lot of money, to reinvest that money, to reimburse it into the club, buy a few players. Well, I think Brett's hit the nail on the head. As long as you hit youth and experience at the same time, this team's got a fantastic chance next year.
Look, I'm very pro model because I think, I understand that it's a long-term plan, and you look at I know we're not the same as Brighton to a sense, but you look at clubs like Brighton where they've sold these players like Caicedo, Alexis McAllister, things like that, and they use that money to reinvest. We're still so early into what we're trying to do. Yeah. I think people kind of forget that sometimes. So if we sell the likes of Clark, Dan Neil in the summer, I think we need to wait until the summer to see how they reinvest that money and what happens then. I think it's a little bit premature to judge now, but I think what people are right to say is that the blend isn't right. You can clearly see that there's a reason that when we play games, look at Blackburn on Monday, we get pumped at games. We don't really lose games. We tend to get beaten quite well. And that's clearly because there's not a leader on the pitch to say, look, lads, let's just sit in. Let's see this out. If it's a 1-0, 2-0, whatever it is, we tend to get beaten 4-0, 5-0. We don't really lose games like 2-1 or 3-2 or whatever. It seems to be we get beaten quite heavily. So my whole point is, let's see how the summer goes. Let's give Speakman the summer and the January. If it's still the same, I would be a little bit more on board to what fans are saying, but I still think it's very premature, and it needs to be more of a mix of, for every younger player we have, there needs to be a little bit of experience to sort of guide them through the rough times and the tough times. And so, yeah, I think there's a little bit more of a mix on the model, and let's see how they get on the summer with the extra capital that they've got.
And also, just finally from me as well, regarding the Dublin branch, obviously we see it going from strength to strength. You brought, loads of fans over this weekend. Last year was exactly the same. I mean, just speak about the Dublin, but you still go and watch the games as well, don't you, together, find a pub, this, that and the other. I mean, how confident are you with that, going from strength to strength as well from the next coming years?
Yeah, so we've got a really a load of members. So we have a WhatsApp back home, which we have about 90 members in. Now, there's about probably 40 or 50 of us that would come to games constantly. Now, back home, we would constantly have meetups in pubs in Dublin for a lot of the games, whether it's on Saturday or whether it's Tuesday night games on Sky or whatever it is. And there'd be a lot of us that would travel over for the games. We do day trips, or we do one night over, and stay the night and go to the game. But the Dublin branch is growing, and it's really, really good to see. Sunderland is growing, but the Dublin branch is growing with it, and it's really fantastic to see.
Brilliant. Yep. So again, thank you so much for coming over, Jack. Cheers, Jack. Cheers, Brett. How are the lads?
Away, lads.
Hello, and we are still here at the Sunderland Fans Museum. I'm still and I've just had a Jägermeister, so apologies if my throat goes. I'm still here with Brett. Brett, are you still all right?
I really regret speaking to any South Africans here tonight. Literally, you talk to them, you then get a Jägermeister chucked at you. It's ridiculous.
So, just for clarity on it, the South Africans have literally made the bar staff from tonight, from the Fans Museum, go to Tesco's and buy 2 bottles of Jaeger. That's how 3 bottles of Jaeger, apparently. That's how mental South Africans have brought it tonight. But we're here, we're probably going to wrap things up soon, but we're here with Charles, who's originally from Seaham and who's moved out of the area, went down south and has come back up. So, Charles, welcome to the Fans Museum, mate, and how are you doing? Is everything good?
I'm good, thank you very much. I'm good.
And as I said before, you're from Seaham originally, so you're a Durham lad, you're from Sunderland, but you moved out to Portsmouth, is that right?
I did. I joined the Royal Navy in 83. So I've been out the area now, 41 years. Married a southern girl, got grandchildren down south, but my heart and feelings is in the northeast.
Yeah, so
my
roots.
roots.
Sorry, go.
My roots are in the northeast, and they will forever be in the northeast.
So you moved away, 1983? Have you been, coming back since every year and all that? Have you kept a season ticket, or have you been coming sporadically and everything to games?
No, I've been a season ticket for out of 50 years, I've been a season ticket holder for about 45, 46 years. But last year was the last year I had a season ticket. Right? I haven't got one this year, but last year was last year. Yeah.
So you went out at the right time.
No, it's that case. It's like last year when we came up from the championship, from the first division of the championship, I saw potential in the team, but that potential hasn't been moved on. It doesn't mean we need experience in the team now. We've got a lot of youth, we've got a lot of potential, we've got a lot of talent, and it's obvious for anybody to see the talent is there. But you need experience. You need to blend experience with youth. And when you get that blend right, you will have a team that will work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely. And as you said, you left in 1983, is that right? So obviously, growing up as a Sunderland fan, who was your favourite player growing up? Did you see the 73 team and everything like that?
Gary Rado from Sea.
Oh,
yeah. Hence the top.
Mate. To be fair, we haven't got cameras, but he's got the Gary Rowell top on.
He was a Sea Harbour lad. And I remember going to Roker Park in the mid-70s when crowd control didn't exist. There was tens of thousands, and it was a matter of life and death. It was a passion. It meant something, and I've never ever lost that since.
Mm-hmm.
And even today, right? I did the tour of the academy today, and Sunderland, SAFC, is in my blood, and I love them to death. But you need to get the right life, and all I want in my life is a successful team before I go. I just want to see success in red and white.
I mean, that's
all I want.
It's a good question, Brett, because obviously, Charles he's from Portsmouth, you're from Milton Keynes, and you're both seeing there's something that brings us back. It's something that always brings us back to the northeast to watch this team, and obviously, I'm from the northeast. I'll go and watch them, but I've got so much respect for everyone who comes up from these places, and what is it that brings you back? You know what I mean? Especially with what's going on this season.
Love.
I think it's a mix between, as I say, growing up as a young lad. I was born in Milton Keynes. All my parents and so their family are all from Sunderland. Growing up in Milton Keynes as the only kid in the playground that wanted to be Marco Gabardini when everyone wanted to be John Barnes or Gary Lineker, it is hard, and it's something that it actually helps you going forward in life. It's, I'm so passionate about Sunderland. I've got two daughters that are 9 and 11 who are massive Sunderland fans. And I've always said to them that I was to my wife, actually, I'll never ever force football on them, but I will force Sunderland on them.
Yeah. Good.
And that's exactly it. So they're big fans of the Lionesses. We've now been to a few of the Sunderland ladies' games. Anthony will.
You are barred from.
We are barred.
Yeah, you are barred.
We've been
not the girls, by the way. If you are listening, girls, you're not barred. Just your dad is.
We've been twice this season. Unfortunately, we lost. But they say they've seen the men's and the ladies' teams. And I've always said, I won't force football, but I will force Sunderland onto them. And I think it's character building. When they go to school, they're literally all the kids these days, they play FIFA, and they'll ask them who are Sunderland, but they'll turn around and say, I've seen my team play football. And that's exactly what it is. And I'm sure, I say, crowd from Portsmouth, no one in Portsmouth now will know who Sunderland is. They will ask the questions, who are Sunderland? What league are they in? And it's difficult, but the passion, this is your roots.
Mate, I've got two granddaughters who will be 10 and 8 soon, right? And they are full Portsmouth, yeah? They've not known anything about Portsmouth. And I said to them, right, the eldest one, Ava, said, Grandad, I need to go to football. I said, are you sure? She said, yeah, I'll take you to Portsmouth. She said, I ain't watching Pompey, Grandad. I want Sunderland. Yeah. Seriously, in that accent, I said, are you sure? She said...
That was a great impression, to be fair.
No, mate. She says, I ain't wearing Pompey shirt to school. I want the red and white. Seriously.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it actually made me cry. Seriously. And the youngest one, Mia, said, Grandad, I want my new top. And because Portsmouth are flying at the moment, right, in the League One, they are flying. And I said, look, I'll tell you, I'll get you in there. They went, no, Grandad, I want red and white. And I didn't want, it actually reduced me to tears.
Yeah.
And both of them, Ava and Mia, brilliant. And And like you say, they watched the Sunderland Lionesses. They said, "Grandad, that's for us." Tomorrow they will be at the stadium tonight with me.
Away lasses, your daughter's amazing. So and that's exactly what it's all about. It's like it is the family, and that's the really difficult thing. And a lot of people, all these fans have come this weekend. They all get it. There's this big thing about, do you get Sunderland? And I do actually believe sometimes Sunderland fans from Sunderland don't quite understand. All these fans that have come here this weekend and beforehand, they'll get the echo sent to them. They'll get, Sunderland is a massive club, and it's an amazing club. And I just don't want my daughters to support anyone else but Sunderland. Because it becomes more than football. It is family. This is our roots. All my family is from Sunderland. My daughters, they've never, they weren't born in Sunderland. They're born in Milton Keynes. They know their family is from Sunderland, and that is their club, and that is such a special thing. And it's an amazing thing. So, away the lads, away the lasses.
I think like what you both said as well, like coming from a lad from the northeast, like that's all I've known. Obviously, my dad supported Sunderland, so I had to be a Sunderland supporter. You know what I mean? But I think that's what tonight is all about, and that's what makes tonight so special. That even from our podcast, we've got lads like Brett from Milton Keynes, we've got Bomber who's from Bristol. We've got a lot of people from down south, a lot of people from up the northeast as well. But we have met fans from, as we've said tonight, we've got South African fans, we've got Mexican fans, we've got Bulgarian, we've got Irish, we've got, you name it. We've spoken them over the last, 3 or 4 years. And what keeps on bringing everyone back, even though at the moment it's not going very well, is, and you mentioned before, Charles, love. And I think that's a wonderful way to talk about it, really.
Honestly, I can't emphasize enough what it means to me, right? And what it means to me, I passed on to my son and daughter and my granddaughters, right? And for my granddaughters to say to me what they've said, they just want the Sunderland tops and they just want to come to the game. Mm-hmm. That's everything, especially as Pompey are flying and all their friends at school are in Pompey colours, but they're not interested. And it's not me pushing them. It's just they come to me and say, "Grandad, we need to go to the game, and this weekend we'll be there." And it's just it's something in your DNA. I really believe that.
It's 100% in your DNA. So me and my dad, my first game was like 1989 v Watford. Watford away. Me and my dad, and that's what it's all. And for the next 20 years, it was me and my dad. That was the big thing for me. For going to watch Sunderland was me and my dad. And that's even now, like literally this last season, he's turned around and said to me, "Look, Brett, I can't get to away games anymore. My knees are knackered. I can't stand up. I'm taking my daughters to watch Sunderland. And it's such a special thing. It's ingrained in you. And it's, as I say, I've always said this, that sometimes if you live in Sunderland, you may not quite realise it, but it's in you anyway. But Sunderland never, ever goes away. It's an amazing thing. And, it's literally a worldwide, you see it this weekend with the international branch. We got fans from all over the world. And it all starts from that dad and that son, that dad and that daughter. And it keeps going and going. My daughters are going to support Sunderland. Their children will support Sunderland. They've not lived here. But the transition goes on. It's an amazing club. This is our club, and we're not going to be champion. We're never going to win the Champions League. We're an amazing.
Well, you never know.
We can dream. We can dream,
and that's exactly it. We can all dream, but it is. This club is part of all of us.
There's one phrase I will finish with now, right? And I've got the tattoo on the back of my leg, and it's simple. Sunderland till I die. That is it, right?
We are all Sunderland till I die.
And that is it. That will summarise my emotions and everything I feel. And tomorrow, after last week's performance, which was not the best, and I hope for better things tomorrow, but I'll be there the following week, the week after that, because I am Sunderland till I die. And as much as I've tried to switch off, do other things, I keep coming back to Sunderland, and I will never ever forget Sunderland, because as a child, that was my get out of clothes, and I love them, and I will always love them. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it is ingrained, and
True,
as what Brett and Charles have just said there, like, and Brett actually said something that did actually really hit home, that, you know, his dad can't go anymore. I mean, my dad's given up his season card next season because his legs is gone, and I'm still going to come back. I'm going to make my family still come back and everything like that. And what I think that the overriding part of all of this and what of this night is that Sunderland do take over everywhere we go. Thank you very much. Take care and good night.
Well, thank you very much for making it this far and for listening. As you could probably tell in the end there, as the night deteriorated, so did everybody with it, and that was in no small part due to the amount of Jägermeister that the Dublin Black Cats were foisting off on anybody who walked past their table on the night. As I said at the top of the show, Saturday the 12th of April is the next International Fans Day, which will be the Swansea game at the Stadium of Light. But the night before is the International Fans Party. It's open for any fan to attend. You just turn up on the night. There's no tickets, there's no pay on the door or anything like that. Just turn up, grab a drink, get involved, get chatting to people. Honestly, it's amazing. I'm a local, but I still go every year when I can. There'll be a group of us from Roker Report in attendance, lads who are exiles from all over the country too. We make a bit of a thing of it and we try and get everybody together on the night, so you'll be able to have a bit of a chat with us if you see us. We might even do a little bit more recording, albeit it'll be a bit more al fresco and walking about. I just want to say thanks to everybody who featured on the show. So we've got Martin Bates from Toronto, Joanne and Cath from the BLC, Jim from Northern Ireland, who was just an absolute treat. I enjoyed his story so much. Cassie from Tasmania, Danny and Rado from the Bulgarian branch, Erik and Nancy from Nijmegen in the Netherlands, Stephen from Johannesburg, the Dublin Black Cats, as I mentioned before, and Charles from Portsmouth. Thanks everybody who came and spoke to us on the night. The stories were amazing, as I've said. We will try and do this again this year, so let's try and grab some new voices. If you listen to this and you fancy getting involved on the night, just ask someone to point me out and I'll come and speak to you, and we'll have a drink together and a chin wag about how you became a Sunderland fan. That's all from me for now. Thank you very much for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.